So, my podcast manager told me the best way to start a brand new podcast is to share my story. Um, and I thought, ew, that's fucking boring. So, we're going to start here. You're living in a simulation. We are living in a simulation. And the fastest way to hack the matrix and step out of the simulation is by building an online business. Um, so, you know the drill. No sugar, all spice, let's fucking go. About 3.5 years ago, I woke the fuck up. I remember standing in the kitchen with my roommate at the time, and it's like a light bulb switched on in my brain. And I realized every idea of success that I had had in my mind was actually just the blueprint of someone else's. Whether it was my parents, whether it was society, whether it was coming from school, or even my own fear of insignificance. And I realized that I was living out the idea of someone else. And the moment that I realized that, it gave me the power to actually completely shift and change my timeline. And that is when everything in my life really began to change. And I knew in that moment it gave me the tools to actually and the awareness to actually completely shift the timeline that I was on. And I'm gonna tell you guys about my story. Just know that I completely changed my life from being an emergency nurse and working and achieving my dream career to now being a multi six figure business owner. And I'm going to share that story in a few podcasts down the track. But what I really want to deliver in this first episode is an opportunity for you to wake the fuck up and an opportunity for you to actually look at where you have been giving away your power in your life and how to take back control and how to exit the fucking system. The other night, okay, side tangent. The other night, I was literally spending hours on ChatGPT asking questions about who is the matrix, who is the simulation, and how do we escape it as a collective. And you're probably thinking, who is this crazy bitch right now talking about conspiracy theories? But take a moment to stop your thoughts right there and actually be like, where did that idea that someone talking about exiting the matrix is a conspiracy theorist? That is actually the matrix putting pressure on you to stay in conformity and to stay in line and actually follow their blueprint of success. Because after my mad chats with chat, I realized the true power is actually awakening your consciousness and actually taking responsibility of your life, because once you become fully in your power and take responsibility to create your own level of success by unsubscribing to all the rules and the stigma and the games, that is when you become an uncontrollable human. And of course, the Matrix doesn't like that. So, how do you become an uncontrollable human? And the fastest way to do that is to build a business online. And this podcast is going to be all about how you can become a conscious business owner and still make fucking bank. Oh, God, I have so much to say about conscious business owners, and we're going to get to that in another podcast. But right now, I'm going to bring you into success. I want you to take a moment and look at your life. What idea of success are you chasing? Where did that idea even come from? Is it your own, or is it society's? Is it your parents? Is it coming from school? Is it coming from your fear of being insignificant? Because mine was too. I had done the thing that society tells you to do. I had gone to uni, gotten my degree, gotten my dream job as an emergency nurse, was now climbing up the ladders, and I don't even know what clicked besides this kind of underlying knowing that I was here for bigger things. Something clicked in my mind and was like, hang on a minute, this actually is not it. And instead of putting the responsibility of my own success on other people, like my boss, like my parents, like my partner, I was like, no, this is my responsibility to be successful. So I want you to ask yourself this question right now. What idea around success have you adopted? And the crazy thing is, humans have 60 to 80,000 thoughts per day. And the scariest thing is, most of those thoughts that you are actually having per day are thoughts from yesterday. So if you are not questioning and actually changing your thoughts, you are actually just recreating the past. And it's your responsibility to take awareness and to take control of your thoughts, to change your reality. And this is where it's really important to look at, where am I adopting these beliefs around success? No one else is responsible for you becoming successful in your life. And whatever it is, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner and you're wanting to become successful in your industry, or you're not a business owner and you just want to have a higher level of success, and whatever that is for you, at the end of the day, I still beg you to ask yourself the question, what fucking idea of success do I have in my mind? Or is it someone else's belief? Okay, the moment that you take responsibility of that, everything is going to change in your life. I started waking up, and that gave me the ability to then create the life that I have. I now have a multi six figure company and business. I have financial freedom. I have an incredible loving partner. I live in my dream apartment. I travel the world. In the last 12 months, I've traveled to 8 different countries. I impact hundreds of people. I have an incredible missioned business. And this all came from the one question, which was, what the fuck do I determine to be successful? And the moment that I realized that, I was like, oh my God, we're living in a simulation, because all of my life I've just been following this blueprint of success that I didn't even come up with. So the fastest way to hack the system and hack the simulation and step outside of that is by building and creating your own business. And it doesn't have to be entrepreneurial, but it actually has to be from within you, because that's when you actually achieve true power, because you are monetizing your mind and your gifts, and no one can take that away from you. No one can take away your mind and your gifts. And the moment that you stop trading time for money and start trading your soul, that sounds really bad, it's trading your soul. No, instead of charging time for money, you're actually charging your value for money. That is when you are able to escape the matrix, because no one can put a cap on that. No one can put a cap on your value, your mind, your magnetism, your channel, your power, and you become a fully uncontrollable human, uncontrollable from the matrix. And that is when you can fully create a life on your own fucking terms. And that's exactly what I have done in the last few years. And I'm really excited to share with you my story, because I want this to be a permission slip for you to stop listening to other people and unsubscribe from other people's beliefs and actually start listening to within. And the biggest thing that I do, and this is especially things that I teach my clients, is actually creating a business and creating a life from the inside out. And I really do believe that the way that I have scaled so rapidly has been because I followed my own intuition. And most people are scared of that. Most people get stuck in this paralysis by overanalysis. And that's the scariest part, is I actually want you to realize right now that you have the thing that you need to do to step outside the matrix. You already have that within you. And we're going to get to that in other podcasts, because I want to give you that power. I want to give you the tools and the resources to actually tap into that. Because once you do, you become fully fucking in your power, and no one can take that away from you. And that is where you'll be able to create a life of your reality. And I really want you to listen in to your soul right now. And this is everything that I teach my clients. Everything that I work with my clients is all around creating the business from the inside out. And the most powerful thing about that is it is unrestrained. There is no strategies, there is no strategy that you can give someone to harness this power, because it doesn't need strategy, okay? Business owners, entrepreneurs are so obsessed with creating a strategy and a 5-step process to even right now, a 5-step process to step outside the fucking matrix. You actually don't need that, because that power is within you. And once you fully anchor into that, you're going to be able to have the trust within yourself to take the next step. And that's all you need to do, is that trust within yourself to take the next step. And building a business from your internal power is going to give you all the power that you need to create a life of freedom. Whether that's waking up on a Tuesday fucking morning, going for a run, getting a cup of coffee, sitting on your balcony, overlooking the ocean, sipping your coffee, expressing your gratitudes, and coming down to record some podcasts, and then, you've got a group call for your clients in the afternoon. And then apart from that, the rest of the day is completely up to you. You've got thousands of dollars dropping into your bank account. That's normal. That's normal. That is my life right now. And I want this to be an opportunity for you to start looking internally, because that ability to create awareness around what blueprint you're plugging into is going to give you the tools to then step outside the matrix, the tools to then step outside the simulation and create that reality of your own. I think a lot of people are so scared about creating a business because they don't know how to. But creating a business is the ultimate level of personal development. It forces you to become conscious. It forces you to face your fears, to face your truths, to overcome and surrender deeper into yourself and into your soul and into your mission. And I consider myself as a conscious entrepreneur, because everything that I've created has come from the inside out. And my ability to scale so rapidly, I have people asking me all the time, like, Candy, like, how the fuck have you scaled to multi six figures in your first year of business? Like, that is actually absurd. And my ability to do that has come from my persistence in looking internally. And that has allowed me to glitch in societal norms or industry standards of business being this slow, grueling, growing process. I was like, fuck that. I unsubscribed from that belief system, and I'm actually going to just follow my soul downloads. And at times, that actually meant that I didn't listen to my mentor. And it actually gave me the ability, again, to take responsibility to become successful. No one else is going to get you there. Like, not even your mentor. Congratulating you if you have a mentor and you're investing in yourself. It is the biggest thing that you can do to shift towards your goals, and it's going to get you there quantum leap time, not fucking whatever concept of time that you're following. Working with a mentor is going to help you expand that. And also, if you want to quantum speed up the quantum speed, it's taking your mentor's advice and then implementing it, and using your own intuition to discern whether that is for you or not. And the things that I had to do in my journey. There were moments where I listened to my mentor and I was like, yeah, this is a cool idea. However, this is what I feel is the best way for me to move forward. And had I not done that, I would have never scaled or done the things that I had done in my first year of business, i.e., run 12 events in one fucking year. They're the things that got me to where I was. It was that fast action because I took responsibility of becoming the successful entrepreneur. And marry that with my consciousness, that is how I scaled. So this is what I really want to anchor into, is becoming a business owner. Yeah, it's fucking scary. Yeah, you're going to get faced with your fears and your truths. And yeah, you can Google and copy any fucking strategy online, but being a conscious entrepreneur is going to be your fastest way to scale your business. And this is exactly what I teach my clients. Inside my coaching containers, I work with my clients to actually activate their intuition, actually activate their inner power, so they can create a business from their internal operating system, their soul mission, what they're here to do, what they were born to fucking do, what their fucking power is, and then create it and then show that on the outside. And obviously, I'm going to teach what has worked for me, and it's already showing to completely shift results and get rapid transformations. And I know that. And I know that within my core. And that is why I'm so freaking like, I'm just so convicted in being a conscious entrepreneur and basically fucking the matrix and creating power and success on your own terms, because that is the biggest glitch of the matrix. All right, my beautiful soul, this podcast is a bit of a fucking whiplash and a whirlpool, talking about the matrix, talking about the business, becoming a conscious entrepreneur, and the fastest way to actually escape the matrix is obviously through business. It is a glitch in the fucking system. So I want you to ask yourself that question: what actual definition of success am I subscribing to and isn't even mine? I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I'm so glad to be in your ears. And you know the vibe, no sugar, all spice. I'll see you in the next episode.